The legend of Robin Hood receives a new and much darker reimagining in Death of Robin Hood, with Hugh Jackman appearing as a man who bears little resemblance to the familiar hero of folk tales. The new film breaks away from the romantic image of the famous outlaw and invites audiences to see this story through a harsher historical reality. For centuries, Robin Hood has remained a symbol of resistance against injustice and a hero of English folklore. His name has been associated with freedom, nobility, and the protection of the poor. But in the new film, that legend moves into the background. Instead of the familiar story of an heroic hero, viewers are taken into a brutal medieval world where survival demanded violence, and behind every myth there was a very different truth. Director Michael Sarnowski places the focus not on the legendary hero's journey, but on his final years. The story centers on an aging Robin who is forced to look back on his life and come face to face with the consequences of his past decisions. His past no longer appears heroic. It becomes a heavy burden that cannot be left behind. In Hugh Jackman's performance, Robin appears as a withdrawn, exhausted, and lonely man living far from his former glory. He is no longer a symbol of hope, but a figure surrounded by fatigue, guilt, and memory. The film highlights the brutality of the era and presents the medieval world without romanticism, placing emphasis on pain, survival, and the price one must pay for becoming a legend. The cast also includes Bill Skarsgård, Jodie Comer, Murray Bartlett, and Noah Jupe. Together they create a story in which familiar characters take on entirely new meaning, and the relationships within the legend are revealed from a darker perspective. Death of Robin Hood transforms the well-known folk tale into a dramatic story about the end of a myth. It is a portrait of a man whom time turned into a legend, but who remained trapped by his own past. Instead of a savior, audiences will see a weary man searching for redemption among the shadows of history that continue to follow him until the very end.